Heyo!
Heyo!
Welcome back to Good News Mondays. You know the drill. This is where I tell you a few good news stories that I found throughout the week to hopefully brighten up your day a little bit. Let's get into it. Story number 1. A man rescued 86 miles offshore after his boat capsized. Now, Stuart B is an experienced sailor, and he was out on the water overnight, and then he started realizing that he had engine troubles. So he tried to fix it, but couldn't figure it out, so thought he'd just go to sleep and fix it in the morning, because it was getting late. But he woke up to his cabin being filled with water. There was nothing he could do to stop it. It was flooding, and his boat capsized. Luckily, there's a little bit of it sticking out above the water that he managed to climb up onto. So he's on top of the boat, and he did have a sort of homing beacon thing in the boat that he could let off to let people know that he was in trouble, but obviously that was underwater. So he tried to receive it a number of times by sort of diving under, trying to get it, calling back on top, but unfortunately wasn't able to do that. And he'd basically completely given up hope when a cargo boat, which was ironically named the Angels, came round the corner, just passing by, and managed to rescue him. The crew saw him straight away, sailed over, and managed to haul him out of the water and take him back to safety. I'm sure you can all see the irony as in he was actually saved by angels, but the man really believed this to be true and said that it was a miracle that they found him. Story number 2, from one rescue to another. Now you might have seen this in the news, you might not have, but the other day a man was walking his dog, his little puppy dog, by a river. And as he was walking past, an alligator jumped out and grabbed the dog, snapped it up in its jaws. Now, without hesitation, the man jumped into the water and started wrestling the alligator. There was just no way that he was going to let his dog be eaten, and he managed to pry open the jaws of the alligator and save the puppy. And amazingly, the puppy was absolutely fine. Somehow, it got off without a scratch. And what I think makes it even better is the owner had his cigar in his mouth the whole time. He didn't even take it out or drop it or anything. What a man. And finally, 8 years after getting shot, Malala Yousafzai has graduated from college. Now you probably know the story. At just 11 years old, Malala became an outspoken activist when the Taliban overtook her town in 2009. And she became very vocal about her passions for education and women's rights, and also about becoming a doctor. And by the age of 14, she'd become quite a symbol of hope in her community. Unfortunately, at this time, she was also attacked by masked Taliban gunmen who got on board her school bus and shot her in the head and in the neck multiple times. Incredibly, however, she survived. And now, at the age of 22, she's just graduated from Oxford University in England. And she's a real inspiration and icon, I think, for all women and men of any race, religion, culture in the world. And she's gone on to win prizes and still talk and inspire lots and lots of people. And that brings us to the end of this week's Good News Mondays. The last story I chose because it particularly inspired me a little bit today, because I've had a bit of a rough day myself, just feeling a bit low in general. Obviously, I haven't had to go through anything like what she went through, being shot in the head and having to fight for your right to be educated. But my point I'm getting at is that we're all humans and we all have the same emotions. So something small that happens can feel like something huge at the time, and you'll still experience the same emotion as if something huge has happened to you, because that's how it feels. And I just think it's important to remember that whatever you're going through, whether you've just had a rough day or if something huge and upsetting has happened to you, that eventually we do all get through it, and in the end everything is always okay. You've just got to get through that little bump in the road, which might seem like it's taken an eternity to get over and it will never end, but it will. And yeah, like I said, in the end everything is always all right. Anyway, that's me just going off on a bit of a tangent. I hope that you've all actually had a good week and you have a good rest of the week. I'm going to be posting some more videos on here very shortly. And until next time, that's been me.